We will call this meeting to order, excuse me, of the Beaufort County Board of Education, Hilton Head Island Middle School Media Center, 55 Wilborn Road. And on May 19th, hybrid video conferencing is available in accordance with new safety and security regulations. Bags, backpacks, and purses are prohibited by the public at Beaufort County Board of Education meetings. Requests to participate in public comments via phone may be accepted electronically. You can find the Board of Education public comment form on https://beaufortschools.net/about-us/board-of-ed/public comments. Please sign up using the comment form 24 hours before the day of the meeting. Requesters will receive a phone call during their respective public forum time and should be ready to speak. You may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes on issues within the board's domain. The forum will be limited to 30 minutes. Citizens desiring to participate in person must fill out a public comment card that can be obtained from the board clerk upon arrival.
This meeting is being recorded.
Citizens request for the second public comments will be in the same manner as above. The second public comments will take place prior to adjournment, no later than 9 p.m. The second forum will be limited to 15 minutes. In the event the board has not finished addressing all items on the May 19, 2026 agenda, the board will reconvene at 6 p.m. on May 20th, 2026, the next business day, to finish the agenda items. With that, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, move to approve the agenda.
Okay, it's been properly motioned. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Carr.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the agenda under reports, we're not having academic reports today, are we?
It's on the committee reports.
Yeah, the committee. Yeah, I thought that if the committee met right before the meeting, that we would not have that report on this meeting. I thought we would do it the following meeting. I thought that's what we discussed.
News to me.
I'm not aware of that. Yes, Ms. Boatwright.
Oh, that's correct. What Mr. Smith is saying, there was a motion. I can pull it up if we need to. But you're supposed to have, I think, 48 hours or 72 hours so that people who weren't at the meeting have an opportunity to review it before.
Okay. So then I guess we need a motion to add? Or do you want to move it to the next meeting?
Yeah, I would like to move it to the next
Okay,
agenda.
all right. Duly noted. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Boatwright.
Well, then we need to, the motion was to approve the agenda. We need to amend. Since I made the motion, I move we approve the motion, we approve the agenda minus the academic committee meeting brief.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Properly motioned and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Online, if anyone?
Alfonso,
Okay.
aye.
Thank you. Small, you get the count. All right, thank you, sir. All right, if you will, join me in a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Cushingberry, has the media been properly notified? Thank you, ma'am. And now we have the opportunity to welcome a new and experienced board member back to the realm with the swearing in. And please join me in the swearing in ceremony, and I'll come over. And it is being administered by Attorney Rebecca Hale of the Hale and Hale Law Firm. Thank you.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here today. So, right hand up and your left hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Christina Watts,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified
that I'm duly qualified,
according to the Constitution of the State of South Carolina,
according to the Constitution of the state,
to exercise the duties of the office
to exercise the duties of
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution
and preserve, protect
of this state
of this state
and of the United States of America.
and of the United States of America.
Further, as a board member of the Beaufort County Board of Education,
Further,
I will fairly and impartially, to the best of my ability
I will fairly and impartially
and skill, exercise the trust
and skill exercise
imposed of me,
imposed of me,
and I will use my best endeavors
and I will use my best endeavors
to preserve and carry into effect,
to preserve and to carry,
according to the law,
according to the law,
for the purposes for which I have been elected.
for the purposes for which I have been.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Great. Congratulations.
And thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Okay, the next item are public comments. Okay, none for the first segment is my understanding. So with that, I'd like to speak to the chairman's report. The chairman's report today will be somewhat informal, but there are a couple of three items I really would like to talk about. The first is the graduations that are coming up. One of the things that has been very impressive is the attendance at these graduations. We have 6 starting Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the last week of May. We have 3 that will be held on the first 3 days of June. One of the things that I'm very proud of the organization has done, we've gotten feedback from family members, from teachers, from people who are attending on possible ways to make it more visibly accessible by those. Sometimes 600 or 700 people are out there. Make it more visible to them so that they can actually see their families receive the diplomas. So we've tried to accommodate that, and Dr. Rodriguez, I appreciate your team working very closely with the specific details to bring that about. So we encourage as many of you that are hearing this or are aware to please attend. It really benefits the graduates, and it means a lot. It is a seminal moment in their life that will not be replicated, and as they grow older, they will appreciate it even more. So the second topic I'd like to speak about is AI. In the last 6 weeks, I've attended 4 AI seminars, 2 presented by the Dollarmore School of Business, 1 by the South Coast Cyber Center here on Island, and then 1 by the School Board Association of South Carolina. And one of the things I learned is that our country is going to great lengths to protect public schools in particular, and Dr. Rodriguez is aware of that. They mentioned him prominently in the course with the 2 of those that I went to. And so I know there are concerns about how do we integrate AI into the curriculum, but that is definitely a topic that is in the crosshairs, so to speak, and we want to leverage it, and at the same time, we want to make sure we protect our systems and our students. I was fortunate enough to give an interview to WHHI TV last week, and one of the words that I learned in researching for that presentation was agentic, which I had never seen before. And I'm so sure some of our colleagues, such as Ms. Boatwright and others, will know what that meant. What it meant is AI was very well developed for being able to do very basic tasks. What agentic means, it is now moving to that atmosphere and that era where AI can take basic tasks and enable the system through rote machine learning to actually make solutions for problems that have not yet occurred. So if you're in the industry, you know that mean time between breakdowns is a very key statistic. How long is something going to run before it breaks down? If it breaks down unexpectedly, that's very expensive. And AI is predicted to help reduce significantly and expand the mean time between breakdowns. So I just wanted to share that. It's a very vibrant time in American history and global history. And thanks to our school district and the leadership and support from the board for actually working to be at the forefront. So that is the chairman's report. Okay. Board business action, budget certification.
Hey, good evening,
Good evening.
and welcome back, Dr. Watts.
Thank you.
Just time for the budget. So this evening, we have a presentation for you that is our basically a culmination of all of the presentations we've shown so far. You've seen the budget multiple times. Again, last evening, we had a successful evening at Beaufort County Council. There was a Finance Administration and Economic Development Committee meeting, and we presented a lengthy presentation with some details for the County Council, which they have unanimously moved forward to first reading. And that first reading will be coming up in the next few weeks. So this evening, we are presenting a presentation for you to certify the budget, hopefully. And there are two motions this evening. Board policy, it does require that we have an approval of both the general fund budget and the debt service budget. So let's get started. So again, this is the 2026-2027 school year budget. Our first item is the proposed general fund budget. We had a strategic planning sessions, strategic financial planning. Excuse me, I think I have the wrong information here. Let me pause just a moment.
No problem.
This is it right here. All right, I think I'm ready now. So the budget is designed as a strategic plan to support student success and operational excellence. We used collaboration, demonstrating unified leadership and accountability in decisions. So there was lengthy feedback from our sessions at both public forums, online sessions, our principals, our student advisories, and the general public. So with that, we strategically aligned those objectives and priorities with our strategic plan and our long-term financial plans. So the financial decisions directly impact students, staff, and the broader community's well-being. So the comprehensive financial plan allows for, or proposes a fiscal year 27 budget, approximately $395.3 million. It's carefully aligned with the district's mission and priorities. We had stakeholder feedback, again, from various groups and used those directly in our decision-making and to develop, which directly led to the development of the 4 priorities. The budget is balanced and is directly related to and targeted at academic outcomes with operational stability, ensuring effective resource usage. And it supports continuous improvement and innovation amid fiscal challenges for future success. So some of the challenges we face include rising costs, competitive job markets. State funding has been quite a challenge the last few years. We see projections in the spring that fall short in by the spring of the following year. So final revenues for the state are adjusted based on the 135th day of school, which is in March. So we tend to see reductions during that time. So as a result of that, we are budgeting conservatively for state revenue to ensure that we have the proper funding in revenues to support that. So also the challenge we are constantly working to maintain our buildings and facilities and create the best environment for students. With that comes contractual increases. We have major contracts in the district. And we just continue to attempt to and work toward investing in people, programs, and facilities so that every graduate is prepared to succeed. So some of the core priorities are staff compensation. This makes up 83% of the increases in this budget. A focus on academic programs. Although we're making gains in English language arts and mathematics, we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to focus particularly on a couple of core subsets of areas based on the needs assessment of principals, and particularly multilingual learners and special education. Behavior interventions is also an important part of this budget as well. And then maintaining those safe learning environments and positive learning atmospheres is a priority for the district. So the overview. The largest portion of this budget is focused on dedicated to instruction and student support. And revenue sources come from local and state sources, with 2/3 from the local side, 1/3 from the state side. And those are shifting toward the local side on an annual basis, 1% to 2% per year. And so we have certain financial strategies that we ensure that we want to, that we have in place in order to manage the budget and manage not only the general fund budget, but all comprehensive budgets through the district. So we use those additional revenue sources such as special revenue and capital projects funds to complete the full picture of the budget. So again, instruction and support are at $237.2 million, about 60% of the budget. Operations and maintenance are $63 million, about 16%. Those are facilities upkeep, transportation, utilities, safe infrastructure. Administration and support is about 14%, and student services and programs, which are extracurricular activities, counseling, health services, and community engagement, about 10%. So this budget maintains a financial stability with no increase in the millage rate, and ensures affordability for taxpayers. Board action includes this evening that we are requesting is a $395.3 million budget, and a $120.9 million debt service budget. This budget emphasizes transparency, accountability, and strategic alignment with our priorities, and it supports students and staff in the community without raising the millage. So before you is the proposed general fund motion this evening with the amounts previously stated. Again, no millage increase, and would maintain that millage rate at 126.1 and the debt service millage at 36.3. And I'll be happy to take any questions from you.
Questions? Yeah.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Mrs. Crosby? Thank you for the presentation, and congratulations on last night. One of my questions is, we had a pretty in-depth conversation about this budget at the I think it was at the work session that we had, and so I understand that you're presenting this budget, but in terms of answering some of those things, could we be very intentional about where are we at in terms of answering some of those questions, in terms of teacher pay and different things of that nature? Where does that fit at in this budget?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what questions you're referring to, but I'll bring up a couple of topics that I recall having discussed. So teacher salaries, particularly, are going to be proposed to be $62,587. That is a $2,500 increase, and that would be to every cell of the teacher salary schedule. And so in addition to that, those teachers that are at year 5 and above would move to a step increase as well, and they would maintain the locality supplement of $1,500. This brings us from the 4th ranked, we are currently the 2nd ranked, highest ranked salary in the state for starting teacher salaries, and this would, we believe, will help maintain that effort.
Along with that, I think that this board had a concern about the teachers' pay, as well as in terms of how we move everyone up in terms, and so and I know we made a comment about the uncertified staff just getting a 3% raise. So in terms of bringing them all up, what does that look like? I've heard you say that you're continuing to move the ball for the teachers' direction so that we can get a ranking within the state, respectfully, but where does that put us at in terms of uncertified staff?
So for classified administrative and professional employees, we are proposing a 3% increase in addition to a step increase for all the steps of anyone in each of the steps up to 31. So we also have in the budget an amount for a classified salary study, a classified administrative professional salary study to be performed in the current school year so that we can assess what those amounts, what our peers are doing, how we are measuring up in terms of salaries for the other employees outside of the teaching staff.
Well, I'll just go up in terms. I'm gonna just let it see if many of my other colleagues have any questions, but I'm not sure if we capitalize what the general board was talking about the last work session in terms of in terms of what the board was asking. I'm not sure that this does that, but I'll maybe let's see if anyone's have any questions. Thank you, respectfully.
Thank you. Any other questions? You gonna make it?
Yep, I have the motions.
You gonna make it?
Else?
Nope, go ahead.
All right. Mr. Chair, I move that the Beaufort County Board of Education approve and certify the fiscal year 2026-2027 general fund budget in the amount of $395,321,600 with an operation millage rate of 126.1 mils.
Okay,
You don't hold it down, it's voice activated.
Yours is not working.
Oh, is yours off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just yell it back. Welcome back. It doesn't work.
You don't get to speak.
Okay. Yeah.
all I could say, Dr. Guaz, is you do not want me to come over there and try to fix it.
Can you hear now? Yeah, this one's working. I second the motion.
Okay, properly motioned and second. All in favor, raise your right hand, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Anybody online?
Alfonso, aye.
Thank you, Mr. Small. I see Pastor Gordon is there.
Pastor Gordon, aye.
Okay, thank you, Pastor Gordon. Is that it for everyone online? Okay, pass unanimous. Mr. Smith, you,
Yeah, I'm gonna support it this time, but like I said, I already made my comment. I don't think that we get amnesia at times. I'll leave it there. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am, Ms. Cushionberry.
Mr. Chair, I move that the Beaufort County Board of Education approve and certify the fiscal year 2026-2027 debt service fund budget in the amount of $120,907,292 with a debt service millage rate of 36.3 mils.
I'll second.
oh, she's on a roll. Okay, it's been properly motioned and second. Any comments? All right, all in favor, say aye. Raise your right hand.
Aye.
Mr. Small and Pastor Gordon.
Pastor Gordon, aye. Alfonso, aye.
Thank you both. You got it, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Superintendent's report.
We have, on committee report, there's still operations.
Yeah.
Did I miss that? Yeah. You definitely didn't want me to try to fix that. Okay. Mr. Operations.
Hey, for all the fun stuff. Let's see, construction update first. I'm taking a little bit out of order of what was listed, but get all the boring stuff out of the way first. 2019 bond referendum. Project closeout, reconciliation of commitments put under contract utilizing program contingency savings. And that's it. We're almost done. Of the $375.7 million budget, 375.4 or 99.94% have been paid or committed. The remaining contingencies fund at the end of March is $221,000, 263. We're almost down to zero. For the 2023 bond referendum, project updates, all monthly project updates are reported as green traffic lights for budget and schedule. The bond referendum financials, all financials are reporting as green light. Of the $439 million budget, $321.7 million have been paid or committed. Remaining project contingencies total $4.1 million. Community outreach. We had the May River Elementary topping off ceremony on May 15th at 10 a.m. The Ladies Island Middle School building groundbreaking ceremony is scheduled for May 22nd at 9:30, and the Beaufort High School CTE building groundbreaking ceremony is scheduled for May 22nd at 11 a.m. Month of April, there were 672 vendor inspections, 85 district inspections, and the overall average was 91.7. One vendor had 3 discrepancies for noncompliance for cleaning specifications. For our maintenance report, total to date is 22,554 work orders. Maintenance issued were 8,320 work orders. Of those, 20,039 have been completed, and we have 1,685 work orders in progress. The school blitz for the month of April was, I think it was Bluffton Elementary School, I think? No. What was it? I can't remember. My spell check got it wrong. Maybe Beaufort Elementary School. What was it? What was it? I don't remember. Well, anyways, it was 42 total work orders, 25 were completed, and 24 in progress. Why does it say blocked in elementary school? Whatever. And we're at, our Sodexo is at 98.4% staffing. Now, of our many motions coming up, I would like to welcome to the microphone Mrs. Jennifer Bayfield from Pritchardville Elementary to talk about our Bluffton Elementary Childhood Center naming.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. As I said, I am a teacher at Pritchardville Elementary School. I teach pre-K. Our committee was formed with principals of all elementary schools in Bluffton, 2 other people from the school, including staff members, teachers, parents, and school improvement committee members. At our first meeting on April the 20th at May River High School, the committee developed a list of names, color combinations, and mascots. The school board chair, Mr. Carlton Dallas, was in attendance to observe this process. He thanked us all for our participation. Then, operations staff created a survey that was distributed by the committee members to get feedback on all the suggestions. At our second meeting on April the 30th, the committee reviewed the results, narrowed the options, and created 3 combinations of names, mascots, and school colors to again send out in a survey for our community's input. The results were reviewed May the 11th at our final meeting, and by consensus, the committee recommends the name Palmetto Early Childhood Center, our mascot, pelicans, and colors light blue and gray. This information was also presented via Zoom on May 12th with all in agreement. And I believe we also have, yes, a slideshow of an early mock-up of the pelican and also of a pie graph of the results. Any questions?
Questions? And I may just make a comment.
Yes, sir.
I thoroughly enjoyed sitting in and watching the dynamics of the team.
Yes, sir.
The trust, the credibility that each member had, their willingness to put in some really innovative suggestions, and then to see that cute little pelican there come out as a winner
Yes.
was very, very heartwarming. So thanks to the team, and thanks for allowing me to sit there and try to learn. Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us as well. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Education approve the name Palmetto Early Childhood Center with the school colors of light blue and gray and a pelican mascot.
Second that motion.
Properly motioned and second. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye. Aye. Online, Pastor Gordon and Mr. Small.
Pastor Gordon, aye. Alfonso, aye.
Thank you both. You have it, Mr. Secretary.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right, next thing up was the Pritchard Street easement. Beaufort County School District has been working with the town of Bluffton on the project since 2022. The town of Bluffton is asking to expand the easement agreement, which allows drainage construction.
Okay,
I don't think we have, okay, I move that the Board of Education authorize the superintendent to finalize the amended streetscape easement associated with the Pritchard Street easement agreement with the town of Bluffton.
Second.
properly motioned and second by Ms. Boatright. Thank you, ma'am.
No second for you.
She's just on top.
She beat you too?
Yeah, she was loud.
Oh, louder. Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand and say aye. Aye.
I'm teasing.
Oh. Online, Mr. Small, Pastor Gordon.
Alfonso, aye. Alfonso, aye.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Small. Pastor Gordon,
Pastor Gordon, aye.
thank you, sir. Got it, sir?
All right.
I'll abstain. I don't have the details of the easement.
Okay, noted.
For the 2028 8% funding capital improvement projects. Areas of focus for the capital or the 28 fiscal year 28 8% funding include HVAC, paint, roof repairs, technology, and additional needs. Originally, the operations section brought forward 5 options which emphasized the aforementioned areas. There were some questions in our committee meeting, so we asked the operations to come back with an additional 2 options. They came back with 2 more options, and the operations committee has moved forward with option 5B. This allocates $7.1 million to HVAC, $4.1 million to paint, $9.3 million to roofs, $6.3 million to technology, and $9.9 million to additional needs. Any questions? Yeah, making a motion. Well, I mean, if there's any discussion out there, but yes, I have a motion to make. Okay. I move that the Board of Education accept the recommendation from the Operations Committee, option 5B, in the amount of $36,831,000 as the final list of capital improvement projects for fiscal year 2028, 8% funding approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay.
I'm like, someone else is gonna run me over.
All right, properly motioned and second.
Yep.
All
Discussion?
discussion? Yes.
So thank you. I was at the operations committee where you had the third set of options that were brought back. And I did go back and look because, well, first of all, I want to do a little preamble to my comments here. My position has been, and it has been for quite a while, that the way we do this process is overly operational. It is projects what we might be spending theoretically 2 years, 3 years into the future. And it takes a lot of staff time. It took 3 meetings, probably 7 to 8 hours total, discussing it multiple options. And I'm going to make those comments here again. But when I made those comments in operations committee, some people disagree with me, which I am fully in support of. That's democracy at work. What I found troublesome was that I was implied that my efforts to make more efficient process could be considered laziness on my part. It could be considered that I am not interested in the job of school board member, and I was, this is a direct quote, told to get out and go home. And that is what we call an ad hominem attack, where you don't attack the idea, you attack the person. And that is against both Robert's rules, it's against our policy, it's clearly laid out in GC2, and it sets a horrible example for our students, that if you disagree with someone, that you can impugn their character or otherwise disparage them. So I would like to make a point here to say I would like those sorts of comments to stop, not because they particularly bother me. You have to be fairly thick-skinned to be in politics, but because I think they set a bad example for our students who really need to learn how to have constructive discourse. Now I'm going to follow up on my comments. The reason I'm kind of passionate about not doing this spreadsheet of, I don't have the knowledge to know whether or not in option 5A, Coosaw Elementary gets a thermostat, but in option 5B, they don't. In option A, option 3, James Davis gets painted, but in options 5, 5A, and 5B, they don't. I'm not an electrician. I'm not walking these schools. I feel like this level of operational evaluation is not appropriate for us, but I also think that it comes down to, and I'm going to quote one of my favorite childhood books, Phantom Tollbooth. Anybody? It's kind of a weird, okay. One of the things in that book, the main character encounters one of the villains in the book. I think it's like the Terrible Trivium, and he takes him to the land of useless tasks. And one of the tasks he gives him is a giant pile of sand. He said, I want you to move this pile of sand from there to here using these tweezers. And the character says, why would you want me to do that? And his response was, if you're occupied doing the things that are easy, you will not worry about the things that are hard and important. And I think that's what I'm trying to get at is we don't do enough. I'm going to talk about agentic AI for just a second. I took the data of the proposed 8% projects as far back as I could get them out of Diligent. And then thanks to Robert, we have that amazing amendment tracking log where we actually see what gets authorized each year. Unfortunately, we don't have a consistent process for labeling all of our data. It's changed over time. So it was hard to build a dashboard because it was some confusion. We present multiple options and it's not in the motion which options approved and all that. But I was able to verify that 88% of 8% projects do not require board approval, which means once we've approved them 2 years in advance, we never find out if they actually got done. I think what we need to do is rely on our staff more, rely on the data, the facilities condition assessment, and they come to us, and this is how every other large school district in South Carolina does it. We are the outliers here. They say we need $200,000 for painting, and who knows in 2 years who's going to need that painting. We have to trust that they're making the decisions. We set policy where we say, here are the things that we want to prioritize, here are the things that you must do, here are things that you must not consider. That's a policy form of government. And then at the end of the summer, we could have a breakdown of what we actually did. So our constituents, we could say, we spent this much money on this school. I tried to build a little, like I said, this little agentic, I put all this data in ChatGPT. I asked it to build a dashboard. It took about 30 minutes. It built a beautiful tool. It broke it down by school, by fiscal year. It put the raw data in, it organized it. And basically, it's saying that we could, if we had the data better, we could at the end reconcile. Here's what we said we were going to do. Here's what we actually did, because you'll see $1.2 million set aside for HVAC at Hilton Head Elementary School, but we only approved $697,000. That would be a question, but not in advance. or $1 million approved for HVAC for the 2027 for St. Helena Elementary School, and we authorized, it was 1 million requested, we authorized 1.4. It'd be good to know why there's that degree of variance in some of these. So I think that we've had this conversation before, but I would like to formally make a motion to request that the Operations Committee evaluate this, process and come back with a recommendation. And if the recommendation is we like the way things are going and we want to keep doing it, that's fair enough. But I think we need to look at how we're doing this because we are spending a lot of staff time and a lot of time looking at the minutia, the thermostat at CUSA, which if we vote on the one that we approved will not get done. Hopefully that's not a security or safety issue or something related. So my motion would be that the Operations Committee at their next meeting begin a review of this process and bring back to the board a recommendation for next year.
I will second that motion.
Motion on the floor now?
Yes,
Prior to that, it was,
there is a motion on the floor, yeah.
right, well, didn't he have a motion, Mr. Nate, did you have a motion?
Yes.
So therefore, if you have a motion, then she cannot bring a motion because there's a motion, so therefore, that motion is not germane, is out of order. Yeah, so that motion's out of order,
I will check the other agent I built, the
Yeah.
parliament agent.
Yes.
So, Ingrid, your assessment was very eloquent and understandable. I'd love to hear, what do you, Dr. Rodriguez, this is, obviously, you're the CEO of our school district, and what are your comments? And maybe this is not really fair in the sense that we're bringing it up right now, and I don't know if it's been brought up before, but I'd love to hear what your input is.
I mean, I think the board has batted this around at different times, but I don't think they've formally taken a vote to try to get to a final decision on it. But in terms of what she is suggesting, I mean, it is definitely, I would say, much more in line with what a coherent governance structure would be, where it's an operational matter. We bring forth on a larger scale what it is we would be doing, and then report back out afterwards on what was accomplished by a certain time.
Mr. Chairman, all due respect, I think we're getting off topic because there's a motion on the floor, and this is none of this conversation is germane to the motion on the floor right now. I think we're going into a whole other motion that's not the actual motion that's on the floor.
He's correct. I'm going to suspend my motion. I just wanted to end with an action item and not just be a constant complainer, but he is correct that we need to vote on the first motion, and then if you'll give me the opportunity, I'd like to remake that motion.
Could you read the motion again, please?
I move that the Board of Education accept the recommendation from the Operations Committee, option 5B, in the amount of $36,831,000 as the final list of capital improvement projects for fiscal year 28, 8% funding approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly motioned and second. All, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Online?
Alfonso, aye.
Pastor Gordon?
Pastor Gordon, so me voting on this right here, so the motion that Ms. Boatwright is making, is there gonna be
That's not on the
another
floor right
motion?
now.
I'm sorry,
No,
say
sir,
it again?
That motion, Ms. Boatwright motion is not on the floor right now.
No,
We're-
I'm asking, so there'll be another motion,
Yes.
another motion made?
She will make another motion if so inclined, and we'll properly handle that one. But the one on the floor right now is this motion. How do you vote?
Okay, then Pastor Gordon is nay.
Nay. Okay. All right. So you get it? Got to count.
May I make my motion again?
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Mr. Smith, you were correct, so I withdrew that motion. I move that the Board of Education direct the Operations Committee to, at their next meeting, begin a process to begin to review this process and bring a recommendation back to the board.
Second.
Okay, properly motioned and second by Ms. Hay. All right, yes, sir.
I'd like to respond. I'd like to say that actually, I've been on the operations committee pretty much majority of the time that I've served on this board. And actually, this process has already been geared down already, because I remember when David Scribbinger was the chair of the chair, and actually he would bring us all projects, and we would then narrow it down. So this has been fine-tuned several times. And the last time we fine-tuned it, we said that we were not done. And I believe that's when also I believe Mrs. Boatwright has brought that up before. And that's when it was shot down, and it was reminded that this process has already been brought down, because I remember the question was, we kept having Mr. Odden kept saying, look here, whatever you guys want. And so David would say, no, you bring us the report. And you tell us which one is what's the need versus want, and we go from there. And in full disclosure, anytime you make any decision based upon what we do as board members, it takes time. And sometimes it may take some longer than others to understand and to develop what they're really considering, and we all have what they call constituents. And I don't think it's a good practice to just, if staff bought us everything, staff could, like a few minutes ago, they could bring us a budget for $40 billion, and we just rubber stamping it. And I don't think that is the black eye that this board wants. I don't think that we want the notion of this board is just a rubber stamping board. So asking questions, I would think that will be within our wheelhouse of this board, to ask questions, to be able to dissect information and to understand information. So, in terms of my comments were at the operations committee meeting was, is the same as my old colleague Earl Campbell would say: if you don't want to do the work, then go. Then you always have the opportunity to go home. That's no opinion. That's just an option. Not telling anyone to do the work, because you make that decision. If you don't want to do the work, you can go home. So that's just opinionated, not being disrespectful. But I feel that sometimes we rush work, and I just feel that we rush work, and I just don't feel that sometimes we should be rushing the work, and especially when it's passion and it's things that our constituents are asking us, because our constituents truthfully are our boss. And I'll leave it there.
So let's not speak in ways that our words could be negatively assigned to someone else. I understand what you're saying, but I would just caution all of us to be very humane. We are colleagues, and good ideas come from different places, and we don't want anyone to feel constrained in putting up a novel idea that may be contrary to what's currently in place. So, all right, any others? Yes, ma'am.
I support the motion. I think it's very important to remember that the board is constantly changing the membership. It is not, ingrained as to the same membership, in 20, 22, 24, 26. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, this motion is purely to ask operations, come forward with a process or a plan. We can vote it down if we don't like it. I mean, it's just asking them to, what do they think is best after having served on the operations committee, and having received this information from the staff. I think most of us here are not experts in painting or electricity or HVAC or anything like that. So I think it's fine.
Any other comments? Online? Pastor Jordan, sounded like you may have some comments on this second motion made by Ms. Boatwright.
Yeah, I agree with what Ms. Boatwright was saying, and like Ms. Squad said, I don't see a issue with it being presented as so to the operation committee. And like she said, if it don't pan out, if it don't work, then we go back to doing it the way we're doing it. But it's just trying to take another place at it or another stand at it. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Small, any comments, sir?
I concur with Ms. Boatwright, everything she said that we need to do.
Okay, so properly motion, second, discussed. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
We're voting on that.
Okay.
We've done it enough.
I want to appreciate and thank all of you who have weighed in. So we like those types of conversations. Please feel free to bring forward the new novel idea. We need to constantly go back and reaffirm what we're doing is working or is not. So well done, colleagues. Okay.
All right, almost done. Last topic is student assignment. Operations came forward with our plan for student assignment once May River Elementary School opens, and to alleviate the donut holes that we have in the system right now. So the current timeline was January to February to do some of these things, but we had to, and we will make a motion to amend the timeline. We've taken a little extra long in some of these things to come back with another option. But the considerations, like I already said, was to take the Pritchardville pressure off, eliminate the donut holes. Operations came with 3 options. Option number 1 was the minimum amount of moves. So to move the minimum amount of students. Option 2 was try to get the schools as close to 80% evenly as possible, but with emphasis on transportation. And then option 3 was just targeting 85%. And then we asked operations to go back and come back with the 4th option, which is what has delayed our process a little bit. And that option was just having a strict feeder program only. Option 1, I think, affects about 7% of the students. Option 2 affects 11% of the students. Option 3 affects, I think, 17% of the students. And option 4 affects like 42% of the students. When operations kind of chewed it around for a little while, we agreed to bring to the board option number 2. So, Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Education accept the recommendation from the Operations Committee, option 2, for public review and comments, and accept the amended student assignment timeline.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Properly motioned and second by Dr. Carr. Yes, Mr. Smith?
I'm just trying to understand it. So we bring this motion forward, and then basically, so this is it? Like, it's no hearing from...
No. So this is, now they're going to go through and present it to the public, let the public have some feedback on it. It might change a little bit, depending on public feedback and that kind of stuff, and then it will be brought back forward to the board again. But it basically allowed Operations Committee to chew it down from 4 options down to the one that we decide on as a board to take out to the public.
And I would think that...
It's not finalized yet.
Right. But my concern is that I think we're putting the cart before the horse, because if we're kind of steering the public to where we're going at, and they don't have other options, I think if we took some surveys from the public on the 4 options and then make a decision from there, I think that would be different. But to just bring it down to say that, hey, we want to go with just this option, this is what we feel is the best option, then it's almost like, why take it to the public now? I think the public may feel some type of way. You basically kind of shoving this down our throat. And I just think that maybe we could do this a little differently in terms of offering them 4 options and seeing which option that the public leading towards the most, and then from there we make a decision. So I think that we put the car. I don't think that this may be productive as much as I would want it to be.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you.
Mr. Harding, would you like to?
Yes, I'd just like to remind everybody the process. I mean, the way it started was we did public meetings. From those public meetings, we brought to the Operations Committee 3 options. So those came from the public, from the comments we got from the first round of public meetings. Of course, a 4th option was added, and that's what we brought. And so now, if the Operations Committee chooses one option, we'll take it back to the public, because that's what they've narrowed it down to. We're getting close to being finished, and then get public comments on that and bring back again to the Operations Committee what we learned from the public on what they thought about that best option brought forward from the Operations Committee. So just wanted to remind everybody what's gotten us here. So we didn't just start yesterday, we started in the fall, and we've already had 1 round of public comments, and now that we've narrowed it down, we're going to go out for a 2nd round.
Any other comments before I go back to Mr. Smith? Yeah, you got your hand up?
Yes.
Okay.
So the reason we whittled down to option number 2 is the transportation. That seemed to be the option that had the greatest second and third order effects. Transportation's weighing in on the process is, of course, transportation was also trying to get to the 85% goal too, but slightly different than the 85% option in that they're looking at saving bus drivers, they're looking at saving gas, and they're looking at saving time. So all kinds of options when it comes to saving money, time, energy, all these things. That's why we brought option 2 back to the full board.
Okay, any other comments here or online, Mr. Small or Pastor Gordon? Then I'll come back to you, Mr. Smith.
My question is, why can't we give the public all 4 options like Mr. Smith said and let them choose which one would be the best for them?
Well, the main reason is because we're trying to whittle down and the confusion as well as having too many options. We have 11 people on the board. You multiply that times all of our constituencies, we're not going to make everybody happy. There will be somebody that disagrees with every one of these options. There will be people that want to fight for every one of these options. So by bringing them all out to the public, we haven't done anything. And all the work that has been done up to this point will be wasted time. Because, I mean, we could have just skipped all this, come up with 4 options and gone directly to the public. So we took it to Operations Committee. Operations Committee chewed it down, thought about it, figured it out, then brought it to the board. If we take all 4 options to the public, then there's no point of all the work that we just did. That is the point of the committees, in my opinion.
Any other comments? Let me go to Mr. Smith, please, and then I'll go to you, Ms. Boatwright. Mr. Smith?
Well, my point is, I thank Mr. Outing and his committee, his staff for doing that. I'm glad he brought what he brought up. But saying what he said was exactly my point. So now when we were around with that first round, I didn't think that people possibly understand the severity of it. And we all know that the closer you get to the actual decision making is when the community actually understand that, okay, this thing is serious now. And that's when they really get in tune and start saying, okay, hey, we have 4 options. And to pick which option that they want. I think it is advantageous for us to go to them and say, hey, this is what we're going with. Just give us feedback on this, because it's almost like you offering a baby a candy, and then you offer them for a candy, but then you pull back and say, okay, now I'm gonna give you this one, but it's like you're putting it back in your forth and saying, telling the baby this, if you're gonna give the baby the candy, then you give it, or you offer them 4 and say, hey, go ahead and pick. I just think that's more common, so that people won't say that. I hear often that we do all these surveys, and people ask, well, what do y'all do with these surveys, and what do y'all do with these data? What do y'all do with the data points? So I just think that giving them that option and moving from there, I think that's just more helps us get to the bottom line. And to be truthful, for the representatives from that area, I will definitely be in support and not really pushing back in terms of understanding the representatives and the constituents from that area too as well. So I just as a board member, every kid every day, I just want to give every kid and every family an opportunity to have the 4 options. I just think that for me, that's all that is. And I don't want to just tease them with the candy and say, hey, these are 4 candies, but I'm offering you this one. That's how I take it.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Superintendent?
I think one of the things that I hear from Mr. Smith and Mr. Smalls with respect to the various options is just a really around feedback from constituents and as much feedback as possible. I think that the process that we've undergone provides feedback on the front end, information to the board based on feedback on the front end. Potentially the design carries that feedback in it, right? Which the board is identifying. I think Mr. Ney said something. I don't know if it was captured, but I want to just sort of highlight that I think is really important. That really addresses, I think, that feedback that there's a thirst for. And so when this option is voted on, right, if it's selected and approved, that goes back to the public. And when it goes back to the public, there's more feedback that takes place within that session. And I think what Mr. Ney said was there's a possibility that it can shift and adjust a little bit based on feedback that is provided. So I just want to kind of highlight that there is opportunity for feedback even after the board selects this item. This option. Or not, right? But whatever the choice is, if they do select it, there's opportunity for feedback and adjustments may be a part of that after that feedback is received. I just want to highlight that.
Any other comments? Yes, Ms. Boatwright.
Mr. Chair. Oh, go ahead, Ms. Boatwright.
We'll come to you, Pastor Gordon.
Okay.
I want to say thank you to the staff and the Operations Committee for the work that was done and all that was considered. I will support this motion. I also think that, you know, as a parent, these are the kind of things that are really hard to decide because people are very passionate about them. So I'm glad that there is a feedback option, but I think that I'm very confident in the work that's been done at the Operations Committee level. And I think we've all said everything that needs to be said at this point. Well, for me anyways, I don't need to rehash what Mr. Ney so eloquently said.
Pastor Gordon?
Yes, you know, when I came back here in 22, area supervisor over there in Bluffton, and before I left and came back, I used to drive bus over there. And one of the things that's always going to happen is because of the growth in our area, it's always going to have to shift. I mean, we're going trying to put things in place now. When I looked at it and listened to the plan, it sounded real good to me, and especially the fact that we're adding transportation in it. Because look, when I drove over there last year, you know, we were passing schools where kids should have been going to that school, but we were passing the elementary school, taking them to another one. This is a real good plan to me. But I think even as we move on, like the superintendent said, there's going to be a lot of feedback coming up. There's going to be a lot of shifting that's going to still need to be done even after we do this. So I agree with the plan that we picked.
Thank you, Pastor Gordon. Mr. Small, any input from you, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we have a motion on the table. But I also would like to make a comment, if I'm... Go ahead.
So my question is, if I heard that what Pastor Gordon Rodriguez was saying, so if there's shifting going to be in place, then why make a decision on an option if they're still shifting? Because we could take one option to the community and they could say, okay, we totally don't want this option. So why would we just go out there and do it versus just giving them the 4 options? I'm just is there a particular reason besides we're saying that we want to save money or we want to support this staff? Is there a real particular reason to help me to convince me of why we're trying to pick an option versus if the option could go either way or it could change totally? Just I mean,
Audie?
If I may try to address that question, typically when we go out to the community, in the past when we've done rezoning, we've done it in this manner. And if we were wanting to take multiple options, it's very hard to work in a big public group with multiple options. We would actually probably form a small committee, run those options through that committee so they can study each option in detail and then give feedback or choose one. When you're talking about a large public group, we're going to take one option. They're going to give very specific feedback about that one option that will allow us to adjust if needed based on that feedback. 4 options, your feedback will be all over the place. We won't be able to, push that towards in a large group to a final version. So that's just my thought process on the reason for one option compared to multiple when you're going out to a public forum as compared to a small committee.
Okay. If no one else has a comment, I'd like to weigh in. All right. So I have attended, I think, about 4 of those reassignment meetings, 3 or 4. And one of the things that I learned is people are very passionate about how it affects them, and rationality sometimes takes a hit. So what I've seen since this one option has been identified as preferred, it captures some economics, which are very important. It captures reducing that sort of donut hole from what I've seen as well. Doesn't eliminate it, but it certainly reduces that. And I think what I've already seen in writing is we have parents who have approached the operations group and saying, we want to have a special meeting with you, and they have concurred. So they're willing to explain it in detail. And I think just the normal process of culling down to the most favorable on many different fronts is normal business regimen. And I think we take out, I'm going to support this motion. And I think as you take it out, let's just make sure we're capturing feedback so we bleed off anybody who thinks we've made up our mind and we're just going whole hog one direction without any consideration. The second point is, our operations group is supremely talented. And I think relying on them, as Ms. Boatwright alluded to, is very critically important. And then we still get to weigh in on it. So I think there's that rain check possibility. So if with that, is there, everybody ready to vote? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Online?
Pastor Gordon, aye.
Alfonso, aye.
Mr. Smith, how did you vote? Okay, so, all right, well done, pass.
And our next meeting is June 16th. Done.
Okay, Mr. Superintendent.
Okay, the next item is superintendent's report, and we have a career and technical ed workforce development, and Ms. Karen Gilbert is available here with her team.
So Chairman Dallas.
Yes, ma'am.
And members of the board, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to see you again and also to be able to share some updates of how we are aligning to the workforce. And also thank you for your service. Very appreciative. As some may not know, I'm Karen Gilbert. I serve as the district's career and technical education director. With me tonight is Dr. Lakeisha Brantley. She is our district's CTE coordinator. I wanted to revisit, as we have in the past, the why behind having a systematic approach to how we help our young people decide what they want to do when they leave us. I love this graphic because from the toddler to the elementary student, as they progress, what our current little ones that's outside are in school now, what's the world of work going to look like 10, 15 years from now, and how do we as public education continue to evolve with that? So it's important that we have a clear, structured, almost what we call roadmaps that align education directly to the workforce. It's also helping improve student retention. If you go into any of our career and tech ed classes, it's all about the hands-on and connecting that math and science and communication skills to what they are learning if they were on the job. And then we are also making a difference in graduation rates. You have an executive summary that shares last year's career and tech ed students who completed with their cohort, and we consistently stay above 95% that graduate on time. So it makes a difference. Next slide, please. It's also important in public education that we understand what our employers are up against. Several of you are business folks yourself, and I value my job, so I won't ask you to tell me what generation or category you're in. But we have our millennials, our baby boomers, Generation Z. What is interesting is that right now we have employers that have 3 to 4 of these generations working at the same time in the same workplace. So it presents challenges for our employers to be able to where it's recruitment and retention because we all approach life and work a little differently. And I'll call your attention, we have the upcoming Generation Alpha. They were born between 2013 and 15, and what did they experience when they were in their early grades? What was the major thing that happened? COVID did. And so, they're looking through a lens a little differently as they progress through our grades and as they're preparing for the workforce. So it's important that as we look at our options for our young people that we keep a common language. Sometimes what we talk and education speak doesn't always match up what is occurring in the workplace. So I want to do a shout out to the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce. They recently hosted a Low Country Jobs Now event, and I'm proud of all of our schools and Career Center. We had students represented across the county, and shout out to Tom Hens and Bill Miles, because this was a very engaging, it was a different format. You could tell the energy in the room where students were actually networking, which is what, as adults, we do a lot, but they were networking with these employers that the chamber had pulled together. Again, fostering that common language. Next slide, please. And then, so to do that, we wanted to bring to your attention 2 major state initiatives. One we placed on your radar last fall. It is a new pathways framework. And why is this important? Because effective this upcoming school year, this will go into full phase implementation. And what does that mean for our schools and teachers? It means that we're going to have new course titles for several of our courses. Standards are being updated as we speak. I like how the state will bring together teachers, local business and industry to give feedback on if the workplace has changed in the energy sector, in the construction area, then they need to keep updated with their standards. So this new framework is going to be, I think, a very good thing for the language that not only do we promote to our parents as to if your child is interested in going to this field, these are some options here in Beaufort County School District that you might want to consider. Another major state initiative, next slide please, will be as part of this framework is the new stackable certifications or credentials. So I'm going to slow down because I do want you to be familiar with it because it will have a very positive impact on our accountability model. So in 2025, the South Carolina Oversight Committee approved the state's tiered credentialing system. So what does that mean? So it's going to be a way for our students to align what they're learning in the classroom with an industry-recognized certification. It'll have some workforce priorities, and it's going to help them with their decision-making as to what they want to move into and to help better promote themselves. We've already been doing that with success. We've been having students that are earning at least one certification now, and that's part of our state report card. The difference will be starting not this upcoming year, but the following year, graduates will need to earn what's a total of 3 points. So right now, they're a CTE completer, and they earn a state-approved certification. We can count that in our accountability model at our high schools. But starting in another year with those cohort of graduates, we'll be on a tiered system. So the first one is just introductory foundational skills. The second tier is intermediate industry aligned, supports our career pathways. And then really tier 3, if we have students that earn a certification, and they earned the 3 points that goes along with that cert, that says, hey, they can go really beyond an entry-level job straight into perhaps advancement within the workplace. So again, this has already started with our current 9th and 10th graders, but we wanted as a district to be proactive and be ahead of the game. So next slide, please. So along with Dr. LaVecchio and I, we have had several joint professional development. We have talked with our principals, our school counselors, our career development facilitators have been a critical component of this, and our teachers. So I created some feedback forms over this past year. We sent it out to all of our teachers, and we said, here's the state-approved certifications. Here's what you generally teach. What do you think about it? How's it going to reflect what you're currently teaching? And it's important because they're the ones that's going to have to set aside some time. Maybe it'll be Monday certifications or Friday credentialing day to integrate in this within their regular standards. We will have flexibility built in for young people who need some extra supports. But again, the teachers are going to be the critical component of this. So they provided us feedback as to what they think is a good match. We'll have a written plan that will go out to our principals in July. And it'll also cover what are the costs involved, teacher training, student accessibility. A lot of these are online, so we work closely with our IT department. And just a reminder, we do receive certification funds from the state as part of the CTE local plan annual process. And just to give you an idea, we already are doing, as I said, several certifications. ServSafe for our culinary, automotive services excellence with our automotive, American Wellness Society, and so on. And basically, when students, it's our goal in the next few years, when students walk across the stage in just a few weeks, and you're there, and they're handed their high school diploma, we want them to have a portfolio, if you will, that will also probably be digital, like digital badges, that will say, I also have the opportunity to have earned a certification that can help me to promote myself. So this is huge, and we recently heard from a South Carolina Competitive Council that the Government Masters has put into place, and they're really looking at what they're doing called Skills Flip, so that as young people are doing their resumes, still include your education and your work experience, but they want to put those skills top. And I think that makes a whole lot of sense to be able to market themselves. And part of this framework, just so that you'll know, the state has approved what's called universal certifications. And I'm glad they did, because these reference employability skills. So if I'm in welding or automotive or culinary or business or marketing, one of the first credentials that we want our students to try will be that employability skills credential. We have a couple of vendors that have been approved that we'll be using. And actually shout out to Hilton Island High School, Beaufort High School, Battery Creek. They have really been already on board with the pilots that we've been doing with these employability skills. So they're learning teamwork, critical thinking, problem solving. It's 10 modules. They take assessments. There's scenarios that they work through. And again, it's teacher buy-in, but they really do like these soft skills certifications. And then there's also some workplace readiness, OSHA, for example. For our hands-on trades programs, OSHA is an important one. They get an actual card or digital card now. They can take that to an employer, and it's very well recognized. And just to give you a couple of examples on the next slide, we're actually already doing stackable credentials. This is a great example with our health sciences cluster. When our students take health sciences 1 and 2, then they take the third level, it's more anatomy and physiology, and then they do some type of fourth level, either clinicals or an internship. They're taking an OSHA for healthcare, that's 1 point. Then they're doing a basic life support CPR, okay, that's 2 points. They're doing a national health science certificate in health sciences 3. And then they'll have the opportunity, or have had the opportunity this year, to do a level 3 for patient care technician, certified nursing assistant, clinical medical assistant. As a matter of fact, you're going to hear from your points of celebration, a young lady that's here tonight, along with her teacher, Mrs. Valisa Griswold. And she has implemented the patient care technician at May River High School that we plan to duplicate at other schools, and has done a phenomenal job. Speaking of the healthcare, is one of our priority occupations. On this slide, you'll see our partnership with the Beaufort Memorial Hospital. We're now at our second cohort. We are going to celebrate them next week for their graduation ceremony at Beaufort Memorial Hospital. This year, they are earning their clinical medical assistant training certificate, and we've already had several that have to take the exam that are now certified clinical medical assistants. That's the first in the history of Beaufort County School District, and just very proud of them. It's a team effort and there's representation from all schools. And again, we do plan to duplicate that, particularly at Hilton at Island High School. When that healthcare program starts, not this upcoming year, but the following year, we'll be excited to work with Novant. They're very anxious to have a similar program. Next slide. And then, Mr. Dallas, you must have read my mind being from North Carolina. I was so glad you mentioned artificial intelligence and some of the symposiums that you've been going to. I wanted to give you an update as we look at how we're aligning CTE to the workforce with our artificial intelligence pilot. Just as a reminder, that has been occurring this year at Bluffton High School. Can't say enough about Dr. Sean Cedar, the instructor there. He is just doing a phenomenal job. He's taken the curriculum that the state has been providing as a pilot. He is molding it to fit that high school student. Dr. Brantley and I were able to sit in on one of their panel presentations where the students had to come up with an idea in healthcare as how AI could be used, and they had to pitch it as part of their presentations. But they're doing that across several industries. So he's preparing this summer for the second level that will be offered next year. And then it is our goal that all of our high schools and in a career center with Dr. LeVecchio to have a type of AI training available, introductory at the middle grades, but a type of AI training. It might look a little different school to school based off the teacher, which is important, and the pathways that are offered there. But it is our goal over the next 3 years that every high school will have that training available to them. It may be a little different from what this state pilot looks like, but we're very appreciative of Bluffton High School of taking this on. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Mark Shohan and his team, Ms. Beckon Varsky, because they have been meeting with the teacher on a regular basis to make sure, just what you were mentioning, Mr. Dallas, about operating within safe parameters. And I think, I know Ms. Boatwright, you've been in the forefront with the AI, so we're excited that this is coming along. And then just lastly on this one, I think, folks, we are poised in our school district in our county. It's very nice timing with Let's Go Public campaign. Because if you talk to other districts, they don't, in my opinion, have the options that we do for our students, whether it's at our career center, across our high schools. I'm very appreciative of the Citizens-Led Oversight Committee. When they heard about the CTE projects, they included that within the referendum. Appreciative of Dr. Rodriguez to also recognize it was important, and the board when you voted on these. So we are tracking not very well on these priority pathways. We're going to be having a groundbreaking soon for Beaufort High School and then Bluffton High School. And again, with the eye to the modernization of, if I'm going to be in construction, what does that mean with the advance in technologies? If I want to be an electrician, what does that mean for the AI centers that's coming in? What kind of job opportunities do I have? So I'm excited to be a part of it at this time, because I really feel like the vision of modernizing and expanding technical fields was a great team effort and couldn't have been done without you. And then as Dr. Brantley is coming up, so if we have any questions to answer, education, we're big on acronyms, and so we're kind of proud of ourselves that we come up with CTE Works. So with the W, obviously, we want to embed some work-based learning, some internships for kids to connect to our local employers. We want those opportunities through pathways. strategically located so that we can increase a little bit in capacity for accessibility for our students, that are for resume and portfolio building is going to be so important so that young people can better market themselves by earning these industry certifications. The K stands for knowledge beyond the classroom. And then S is support systems. I think if a young person wants to go into a field that doesn't necessarily require a four-year degree, we want to help them prepare for that. But if they don't, I think this board and the community has sent a great message that we value your decisions as to what you're going to make, and we're going to help you to train. And we couldn't do it without our incredible teachers, counselors, and our principals that help us with that. So having said that, you have in your board docs a summary of some of our points of celebration, some stats, and also you have a chart. It's a draft. It'll continue to evolve, but just a draft over a 3-year period where our pathway offerings we're planning and proposing. Any questions?
Mr. Smith?
Yes, first off, let me start by saying I thank you so much for this great presentation. But however, I do have some concerns, and let me ask you a question. What's the average GPA of students in this program, or the average GPA of this program?
So a great question. I know that to be in the National Technical Honor Society, they have to have a 3.0 or higher, but I'd have to get you those numbers, Mr. Smith. That's an excellent question. To move into the Technical College of the Low Countries certificate programs, that's more on the technical side, it's a 2.75. But we certainly, for our students that are completers, that would actually be a great data point to look at. I will say we have students that range, as you'll see from one of your points of celebration of a young lady at May River who's going on to college. So it does vary, but we certainly can get you some more information about that.
Okay. I think the last couple of times you've come before the board, I've been asking for a survey to give the students, because the students in my constituents in my community, we appreciate some of these jobs and some of these things, but we have to make sure that we're educating every kid and giving every kid an opportunity. And unfortunately, I think that some of these programs to have at some of these schools or to have multiple ones may not allow us to maximize more bang for our buck in terms of having different programs at different schools, and such as right now you look at Beaufort County, they're building all across this county. There are plumbers that are needed. We don't have I talk to plumbers. We don't have plumber programs. We have electricians in operations. We talk about we need electricians left or right, or we need different positions, and I just think that we can get some possibly. That's why I was asking for the survey so that we could get some feedback and some data to have the teams to see how much of our students are really actually going into some of these programs, and what's the return that we're getting in terms of understanding how much our students are it's great for them to complete it, but how much of them are actually going into the field and actually working in the field, and then also to see if there's a need versus want, to understand, is there possibly a program that we don't have that we could have? I was in a meeting, and they were talking about now, even in terms of AI, I have no problem with that. In terms of even having a AI truck driver, so which is mind-boggling to have a computer driving a truck. It's just mind-blowing. So it's just things of that nature. In terms of we continuously talk about AI, we continuously talk about ever evolving, but plumbers are right now is labor. Those are jobs that we don't hear that AI is taking. So are we pushing those things out? Are we offering those courses? Because the reason, and it goes back to the reason why I'm asking for the the GPA of these students, because your average plumber might not have 3.5 GPA. And the average plumber might not have a 2.5 GPA. So the question is, are we marketing our programs and are we maximizing our programs to give every kid an opportunity? And that's some of my concerns, because that's some of what I've gotten at some meetings and what people have asked me. Say, hey, look here, why don't we have this? And so I've been kind of softly asking for us to have a survey so that we could gather that data and bring that data back, so that we can make them feel that we hear you. We're just not we're not ignoring you, but we understand where you're coming from. And so I mean, you know, I'm still looking for that survey so that we could possibly even see if there is an appetite for those types of programs in this community, need versus want, because there's several places right now that have shut down because they don't have these plumbers and they don't have the electricians right now. So it's just a concern. So I just some food for thought. Thank you. I have to thank you for everything that you are doing.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Can I weigh in one moment, please?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Gilbert? So two of the data points you had in your deck, which was very impressive, you have a 95% of students actually graduating on time, but you had a 97% number of students that actually go to work when they graduate. So I think if we were to segment that by job type and show what the demand is, and then what type of but students go into those roles, I think that will satisfy, because it's in our best interest when jobs are available but not filled. It's in our best interest to produce as many people as absolutely possible. So if you, as superintendent, if you could take that on, I think that would answer, and give a lot of detail to it, I think that would answer Mr. Smith's question. All right?
That's an excellent idea. And Mr. Smith, you're speaking to the heart of it. We don't require a GPA to take our courses. We take students where they're at. We've had our welding teachers that can just take a student at any level and work with them, because they have that heart to want to learn the technical side of it. If you look at the chart of the future offerings, I like where you're going, because with ACE and with, you know, we're separated north of the Broad, south of the Broad River. We've had that intentionality in mind for more accessibility. So at Beaufort High School, at Bluffton High School, and in conjunction with the one at ACE, we'll have a modernized building trades program. And what that'll look like is, as a 9th and 10th grader, I get my safety. I learn basic tool identification. I do some basic blueprint reading, basic residential carpentry. When I move into a junior, they're going to branch out and they're going to select, do I want to do the HVAC, the electrical, or the plumbing? And then the goal is, by their senior year, we want them to move out, continue to work with TCL for their certification with them, while they are working on the job with those employers within those areas. So we'll have 3 strong places with that, just like we have now with our welding. So I think we're working toward that vision you're talking about, Mr. Smith. So thank you for bringing that up. And yes, sir, we can pull some additional a breakdown of the data.
Yeah, and yes, Dr. Rodriguez.
Sir, I know this is a rich discussion and conversation. I just want to ask for the consideration of the board. We have little ones that are out here that have arrived and they've been here for a while for our, and so if you're okay, I'd like to sort of move them forward on the agenda, and then there's another superintendent report item that we could come back to, or if there are any other questions for.
Not a problem. Do we need a motion to do that? No. Okay, all right. So done. I just want to please allow us to give Dr. Brantley, is that correct? Any comments from you, ma'am?
I think as the CTE department, I think that Beaufort County School District is moving, I think, in the right direction in terms of making sure that all of our students are college and career ready. I think we are implementing and putting in place, as Mr. Smith said, varies at the different schools and at the career centers, different careers and pathways that does not require a high GPA requirement. The requirement is basically if they want to do the dual enrollment, but I think we're moving forward in the right direction and making sure that our students are in the right direction in terms of being employable and being able to go to college or the military or the workforce.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brantley. You want to go and?
Is that okay?
Yes, sir. I think-
All right, thank
I
you.
see unanimity.
Mr. Benner?
here.
Thank you so much.
They were definitely restless.
Oh, okay.
And the camera.
No, I don't need to do it. Nope.
I didn't
yes,
see
do.
him.
Never
I'm
mind.
sitting
There we go. Got it. I know how a podium works.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and members of the board, and Dr. Rodriguez, thank you so much for the opportunity to represent our student performers here at the board meeting. So here tonight, we have kindergarten and first graders from MC Risley Elementary School under the direction of Dr. Melanie Nolan. They're going to be performing a couple pieces from their upcoming multicultural festival.
Right up to the microphone.
Good evening. My name is Madeline, and I am a fourth grader at Michael C. Riley Elementary School. Each year, our school puts on an international festival. During the day, all students participate by learning and performing a song and dance from a country or region chosen by their teachers. They also dress in traditional attire and march in a parade with the country's flag. Two well-loved traditions of this event are the fashion show, where students come dressed in an example of a design from their family's home country, and the carnival or festival at night. Teachers plan a game and prepare a snack or food from the country for guests and families to enjoy. We also have a cakewalk and wonderful silent auction baskets put together by teachers and volunteers from the community. Thursday night, May 21st, will be the 40th anniversary of the International Festival from 5 o'clock to 6:30. Joining us today are two song samples from our kindergarten and first grade students. In first grade is doing Mexico. In Mexico, people wear colorful clothes. Some men wear a hat called a sombrero, and women may wear bright dresses with pretty designs. Our song for you is the famous mariachi song, Cielito Lindo. We hope you enjoy it. Our kindergarteners will sing a bebe, a traditional melody from Papua New Guinea.
dance for you. All right?
Oh, we're going to the hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud. Everybody loves the hooky loud, where the loud is the cow at the hooky loud. We throw our nets out into the sea, and all the mama comes swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud. What a wonderful day. We're fishing the old Wild West. The hooky loudness is swishing down an old Laie Bay. Oh, we're going to the hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud. Everybody loves the hooky loud, where the loud is the cow at the hooky loud. We throw our nets out into the sea, and all the mama comes swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud. Oh, we're going to the hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud. Everybody loves the hooky loud, where the loud is the cow at the hooky loud. We throw our nets out into the sea, and all the mama comes swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud, hooky, 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 hooky loud.
Thank you.
Mr. Dallas, I think I caught all of you dancing a little bit.
What I do cannot be called dancing, trust me.
Preference to continue on the agenda and then come back to points of celebration as is appropriate on there? Is that what will of the board? Okay. Well, the next item on superintendent's report is other matters, and Beaufort Community Partnership update, which I believe Mr. Geyer is prepared to offer up, and Ms. Gold, our early childhood director, is here for support.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Dr. Rodriguez. 8 years ago, three citizens from the Habersham community started a group gathering and called it the Beaufort Community Partnership, a beloved organization. They have been meeting many times. They've incorporated after-school programs, helped the district set up some after-school programs. They're now finally getting to the point where they're going to establish themselves as a nonprofit organization, and the nonprofit organization is dedicated to closing the educational opportunity gap that exists in Beaufort County. They have a draft mission statement, which I'll read to you. The Beaufort Community Partnership is committed to advancing positive youth development by increasing access to mentorship, educational support, and mental health resources while fostering a safe, inclusive environments where all young people can thrive and succeed. They're proposing that the Beaufort Community Partnership serve as a hub that can help incubate and scale organizations that provide mentorship, after-school program, early childhood education, and enrichment, community involvement in our schools and our summer programming. The Beaufort Community Partnership will help organizations in the areas of leadership development, fundraising, financial compliance, strategic partnership, and data collection and program evaluation. They have identified 5 members who are willing to become board members and have received commitments for $50,000 in funding for 2026. The first meeting that they had with the district was to explore the issue of early childhood education support, and with Ms. Ashley Gould giving an excellent presentation. And that's just to scope the problem, and now the partnership is going to work out. I don't know if Ms. Gould is here.
She's here.
Ashley, mind speaking about you discussed and briefly with this group.
Sure. I'm Ashley Gould. I'm the Director of Early Childhood for the district and presented to the partnership, was it last week? Yes.
Yes.
So just a couple pieces of data that I shared with the group. We, as a community have, and as a school district, have been able to distinguish the achievement gap or identify the achievement gap before our students enter the doors. You've heard the statistic before. 82% of our children who are screened for 4-year-old pre-K are falling below the 50th percentile developmentally. So we've heard that before through other presentations that I've given. This year alone, 58% of our students received no prior preschool before entering our pre-kindergarten program for the first time. 34% of the children are staying home with a caregiver or a family member, and then 8% of our students are receiving a Head Start program prior to entering the district. 55% of the children in our pre-kindergarten program this current school year are falling below the 25th percentile developmentally. And then 76% of the children are falling below the 50th percentile. So we are trying as hard as we can to serve as many 4-year-olds as we can, but what we're starting to see a trend of is children needing more intervention prior to kindergarten.
Mr. Chairman, you attended that meeting. Do you have a comment?
Yes, I do. It was absolutely one of the most profound presentations I had seen. I've been interested in birth to 5 since probably about 10 years since I arrived here. And I grew up having no idea how important that period is in human development and giving kids a head start. And what you showed in your presentation, Ms. Gould, was absolutely phenomenal. I've recommended it to others that I think it should be a traveling presentation, particularly moving into social groups, charitable organizations, because from my own steep learning curve, so few people know how important that period is. And there are resources available, but so few people know how to access them. They don't know that they're there. And from a society, I think it would benefit some of the issues that we have in society by filling that gap from birth to 5. And so I was very much pleased with the Beaufort Community Partnership. Thank you for the invitation, Colonel, and thank you for the presentation and the presence, Ms. Gould.
Thank you, and for the board, I'll keep you appraised of how this partnership develops, and we'll ask for your support as we move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashley and Karen. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you all. Next item is points of celebration. The first item is Student of the Month, Beaufort County School District, March and April. And Character Ed for March and April. Tonight we're celebrating 2 of our students for the month of March and April. March's character trait was self-control, defined as the ability to have control over your feelings or actions. March's Student of the Month is Natalia Huggins, a junior at May River High School. And at this time, I'd like to invite Natalia and her family to join me up here at the podium. Natalia's teacher shared that she is an outstanding example of what it means to demonstrate self-control in both her academic and personal conduct. Natalia shows strong self-control by managing her reactions, making positive choices, and maintaining a respectful attitude towards both her classmates and teachers at all times. An example of this is when others around her are off task or disruptive, she continues working quietly and does not engage, setting a positive example for those around her. She sets a great example for her classmates by following directions, participating appropriately, and maintaining a positive attitude. Natalia, thank you for modeling the kind of character that strengthens our school community. We are proud to recognize you as March's Student of the Month. Congratulations. April's character trait was forgiveness, defined as stopping the feeling of anger towards someone. April's Student of the Month is Jairi Pitts, a first grader at MC Riley Elementary School. And here to introduce Jairi is MC Riley Early Childhood Center's Assistant Principal, Tawanda Daniel. And I hope I didn't butcher his name. Ms. Daniel? Oh, come on. You can come up too. Come on up. Come on up.
To our board members and other members, we actually are excited to be here. I am standing in behalf of Ms. Melissa Holland, who is our principal for Michael C. Riley. I am the assistant principal for Michael C. Riley ECC building, and with me I have Mrs. Osborne, one of our first grade teachers as well. We are proud to stand here with Jairi Pitts, the Character Education Student of the Month for Ms. Osborne's class. He has an amazing heart for forgiveness. Forgiveness can sometimes be difficult for adults as well as children. So the concept for young children to understand, but he is a natural at it. And when someone makes a mistake, he chooses to forgive them and show kindness. He understands that everyone makes mistakes, and he is always ready to give others a second chance. Instead of staying upset, he uses kind words and make positive choices, and he moves forward. Jairi is also a great leader in our classroom. He helps others solve problems, includes everyone doing activities, and shows what it means to be a caring friend. For example, if a classmate accidentally bumps into him, he calmly says, "It's okay," and keeps being kind. I am so proud of how he shows forgiveness every day and help make our classroom and our school a happy and a safe place. I present to you Jairi Pitts.
Okay. All right. He's making a break for the border.
Okay. South Carolina Music Educators Association Solo Ensemble Festival. Several BCSD students recently took part in South Carolina Music Educators Association Solo and Ensemble Festival, an event that highlights individual achievement, discipline, and artistic growth. And here to introduce their students are Bluffton Middle School's chorus director, Adam McCormick, and May River High's band director, Deborah Hamner.
I'm Bluffton. We've got the Bluffton. Right. Many of our kids are actually, the best of the best kids are doing many things at once. We only have one kid actually representing Bluffton Middle School tonight, and that's Dominic Guerrero Murgia. The other students that aren't here tonight, but were acknowledged as superior or excellent in solo and ensemble are Coleman Loader again, Robert Salaby, and Lucas McKenzie. And I want to acknowledge our band director, Jacob Piltz, who is also here. A couple of those are band kids.
At River High School, we had a total of, I believe, 32 students who went, and we had 23 different events, 15 of which got superiors and 7 of which got excellence. And some of them are here tonight to be recognized. Caden Claffey, when I call your name, come on up. Carrie Claffey. Diego Ariano, Jason Rivers, Aggie Vreeland, and she's not here today. Norberto is not here today. Philip Schrader is not here today. Quentin Fulmetis, Elliston Donald, Evan Dobbins Rose, Angel Ariano, Annie Branch, Abigail Greenaway, Lucas Greenaway, Dean Nizam, thank you, Caden. Daniel Agwo, Morgan Walker, Daniel again. Oh, Morgan is here. There we go. Lucas Greenaway again. Morgan Walker again. So they participated in more than one event, sometimes a solo and then a small ensemble, or Ryan McClure is not here. Kendall Mungan is not here. Francesca Pastorella is not here. Ryan Kopke is not here. Aaliyah Rivera is not here. Dean again, Dean Nizam. Thank you. Mariah Garcia, Parker Lepore, Delaney Yannick, Cam Howell, Cade Keppel, Logan McKenzie, Skylar Thornton, another one for Caden Claffey. Congratulations. Jason Rivers, Brianna Picasso, Emma Newman, and then one for the whole band for all of your outstanding work. So, thank you so much.
Congratulations once again to our May River Band and our students, Ms. Hamner and Bluffton Middle School as well. Congratulations to each of you. Next, we have South Carolina Work-Based Learning Student of the Year. And the South Carolina Department of Education recently announced the Work-Based Learning Student of the Year, selected for their excellence in connecting classroom knowledge with real-world industry experience. And we're proud to announce that the statewide South Carolina Work-Based Learning Student of the Year is from May River High School. And here to introduce Aurora is Health Science Technology Instructor, Ms. Felisa Griswold.
Hello, I nominated Aurora Rick. I'm so proud of her. She's been a wonderful student in so many ways. She won the Work-Based Learning Kate Scholarship, mostly for all that hard work she put in, her enthusiasm in class. She gets all the other students excited to learn. Good team player, work ethic, professionalism, everything. She has so many certifications going with what Miss Karen Gilbert was discussing. She already has 10 on the tiers. She has CPR, OSHA, then she took health science, completed her national health science certification, which is 2-tier, and then she started her 3 tiers. So she then got her EKG tech certification. She also completed sports medicine, and she did a work-based learning at the Wellness Institute. They liked her so much that they hired her, so she's still working there as a physical therapy technician. And then this semester, she even went to the Beaufort Memorial Path program. And she has her, just this past week, she got her medical assistant certification. And I know she's just going to continue doing so many more things. Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of her. She's going to go to Albany State University to pursue nursing. And I have so many students that I just love seeing all the accomplishments, and I'm very proud of Aurora.
Next, our Premier Community Theater Education Award. I want to offer a big congratulations to Hilton Head Island High School's theater program for earning the Premier Community Theater Award from the Educational Theater Association. The national honor recognizes an exceptional commitment to access excellence and opportunity in theater education. And here to tell us more about the theater program and the award is drama teacher Kimberly Gwynn. And I saw Mr. Shidrich here, if he'll come up as well.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for recognizing this award. It comes from the Educational Theater Association, which is the parent company of our International Thespian Society. Every single one of these kids is either in the society or being inducted into the society this year. And basically, I had to present lots of information all the way down to data on how much we spend on funding for like our core classes versus our arts classes. It was about 15 hours worth of work, and this allows us to access more grants and have people that will help us do grant writing, also access professional development for all of the people that work in our program and professional theater artists to come in and work with our students. And it's a 3-year long award, and in 2028 there's a possibility that we may be one of the groups that are chosen to attend the Tony Awards. There are only 15 schools in the Educational Theater Association that were chosen for this, so it's a very big deal. And I just want to say thank you to Mr. Shidrich for all of his support for our program and letting us continue to grow and get bigger and bigger each year, and all of our students who work so hard. You will never know the hours that these kids spend putting on these shows, so thank you.
And now, with your permission, the Teachers of the Year and Support Staff of the Year. This is one of our favorite celebrations, and tonight we have the honor of recognizing each of our school's teachers and support staff of the year. The professionals we recognize tonight were selected by their peers, which makes their awards even more meaningful. And on behalf of the district, we support each of you and appreciate your dedication to providing excellent educational opportunities to our students. The 2026-2027 Teachers of the Year and Support Staff of the Year for the following schools are: at Battery Creek High School, a Teacher of the Year is Makila Wilson, and Support Staff of the Year is Charles Brown. Beaufort Elementary School is Jennifer Park, and Support Staff of the Year is Amy Patrick. Beaufort High School, Eric Thompson, and Support Staff of the Year is Holly Vega. Beaufort Middle School, Teacher of the Year is Joan Gary. Support Staff of the Year is Kateria Hamilton. Beaufort Jasper Ace, Teacher of the Year is Kenneth Van Norman. Support Staff of the Year is Kelly Manassi. Bluffton Elementary ECC, Teacher of the Year is Dara Capel. Support Staff of the Year is Rebecca Murphy. At Bluffton High School, our Teacher of the Year is Brandon Sly, and Support Staff of the Year is Maria Sabrina Roldan. Bluffton Middle School, Teacher of the Year is John Bruno. Support Staff of the Year is Norma McKelliver. Broad River Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Laura Boozer. Support Staff of the Year is Kevin McCants. Coosa Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Nicole Bosick, and Support Staff of the Year is Tiffany Sluter. At H.E. McCracken Middle School, Teacher of the Year is Angela Rantanen, and Support Staff of the Year is Madiam Romagnino. Hilton Head ECC, Teacher of the Year is Kimberly Marshall, and Support Staff of the Year is Lisa Link. Hilton Head Elementary, Teacher of the Year is Nora Lomasny, and Support Staff of the Year is Laura Galante. Hilton Head Island Creative Arts and Defusky, Teacher of the Year is Melinda Bray. Support Staff of the Year is Lori Ann Webster. At Hilton Head Island High School, Teacher of the Year is Michelle Eastham, and Support Staff of the Year is Corey Festa. Hilton Head Island Middle School, Teacher of the Year is Shelley Dangerfield, and Support Staff of the Year is Monica Stanton. Joseph Shanklin Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Christian Prelo, and Support Staff of the Year is LaTarsha McLeod. Ladies Island Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Cheryl Horton. Support Staff of the Year is Dana Moultrie. Ladies Island Middle School, Teacher of the Year is Miles Sanders, and Support Staff of the Year is Samuel Martin. May River High School, Teacher of the Year is Claudia Veronica Yambais, and Support Staff of the Year is Maria Jackson. MC Riley Elementary ECC, Teacher of the Year is Christy Brown. Support Staff of the Year is Kay Johnson. At Mossy Oaks Elementary School, our Teacher of the Year is Lisa Ten-Ik, and Support Staff of the Year is Lisa Barker. Okatee Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Shohan McCann, and Support Staff of the Year is Kate Layton. Port Royal Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Susan Seckinger, and Support Staff of the Year is Elizabeth Bornschower. Pritchardville Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Don Howard. Support Staff of the Year is Anthony Murray. Red Cedar Elementary School, Teacher of the Year is Christina Duncan. Support Staff of the Year is Pamela Poole. River Ridge Academy, Teacher of the Year is Haley Bogan. Support Staff of the Year is Molly Cossack. At Robert Smalls Leadership Academy, Teacher of the Year is Kelly Hall, and Support Staff of the Year, Alexis Frazier. St. Helena Elementary, ECC, Teacher of the Year is Julia Louise Doe, and Support Staff of the Year, Marcia Bennett. Whale Branch Early College High School, Teacher of the Year is Veronica Hamilton Pierce. Support Staff of the Year is Lenora Jenkins. At Whale Branch Elementary and James J. Davis ECC, Teacher of the Year is Cassandra Poge, and Support Staff of the Year, Shonda Royals. Whale Branch Middle School, Teacher of the Year is Danielle Van Holst, and Support Staff of the Year, Shikana Major. And District Office Staff of the Year is Jennifer Mack from our HR department. Transportation department is Brianna Glover, and the Office of Early Childhood, Christina Easton. District Induction Teacher of the Year is Mary Lara from Beaufort Middle School, and the inaugural LEAP Teacher of the Year is Abigail Smith, Hilton Head Island Middle School. Congratulations to all who joined me. And I want to thank, I know that board members were able to attend several of these celebrations at schools, and it's always a wonderful opportunity to have you join us on this very important celebration to us. So congratulations again to all.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent, and congratulations to all the TOYs and the SOYs. Since there's nothing on the consent agenda, we can move to future agenda topics. Iowa. Hearing none, we'll move on to announcements. Anyone have announcement? Silence again, okay.
Actually, I just wanted to give a, there was something that, there was a program that you and I both were at, for the special ed. I just think that was, in fact, the man, one of the ladies who, daughter got an award presented here tonight. They put that a very good job. I thought that it was very well put together. And then on Saturday to go to the Cinderella Fella Ball and to see the face of the students in this district, I thought it was a magnificent. So I just want to say to the staff that did the Cinderella Fella Ball, I just want to say y'all did a wonderful job. It was very well put together. It was a very nice event. The students enjoyed it. I even enjoyed it a little bit too. I'm supposed to be, but yeah, it was very nice. I just want to say keep up the good work. And I think it was that program that we had on Thursday was very informal. The community was very informal. I think all board members probably who get a chance to go to it should definitely attend that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll just tag on what Mr. Smith is saying. The community help a partnership event on Thursday night was basically where about 7 to 10 different organizations came out and they were promoting their services into the community, which I think is always an opportunity. We had the student services staff as well as other members of the district that were there. It was very well, it was very informative. I learned a lot about things that I was not aware of. And I think the more we can take that, replicate it, and push it into the community, the better served our population will be. So just want to say congratulations to all. Second public comments. Okay, Mr. James Miller.
Thank you again, many times. I'm kind of changing the subject a little. I was going to speak on kind of the clock and deciding how to go. Division of power between the district and the individual schools. There's some real situations there. It's difficult for Mr. Brenner, I'm sure, I know he has plenty of ideas, and it's hard to communicate to get them to the school level. Now, that said, I'd like to make one other comment, because I am changing the subject. The awards you saw for ensemble, solo and ensemble, that was inclusive of both orchestra or strings and band. I get my data from the South Carolina Band Directors Association. To give you some idea, there were several band students recognized this award this week, or 2 weeks ago. Out of that, 14 middle school and high schools, only 4 schools sent somebody to participate. And not to be critical, I don't know who read or didn't read memos, but one middle school, McCracken Middle School, was not recognized, and they have 14 superior and 5 excellent students that should have been recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Okay, having no further second section public comments, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move we go into executive session for the following discussions. Personnel matter regarding employment, appointment, promotion, compensation pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated section 30 TAC 4 TAC 70A1. Receipt of legal advice regarding the Port Royal MCIP covered by the attorney-client privilege pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated section 30 TAC 4 TAC 70A2. Receipt of legal advice related to pending legal claims covered by the attorney-client privilege pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated section 30 TAC 4 TAC 70A2. Discussion negotiations incident to proposed amendment 19 with Thompson Turner Construction of the new BHS Career and Technical Education Center Building 2023 referendum scope guaranteed maximum price proposal pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated section 30 TAC 4 TAC 70A2. Discussion negotiation incident to proposed amendment number 1 with Thompson Turner Construction for Riverview Charter School gymnasium addition and renovation scope of work guaranteed maximum price proposal pursuant to South Carolina Code annotated section 30 TAC 4 TAC 70A2.
Second motion.
Okay, it's been properly motioned and second. All in favor?
I have a question.
Aye.
Who will be advising us in personnel matters in receipt of legal advice on these Port Royal?
Staff, Ms. Heiser, Ms. Cartledge. Those first 3, is that what you were asking?
Yes, sir. I think that's the only legal matter that attorney privilege. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, it's been properly motioned and second. All in favor? Aye. We now go into executive session.
Recording
Okay, we are returning from executive session. Mr. Secretary, any motions to be made?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have 4 motions coming out of executive session. Number 1, I move that the Board of Education formally state its non-support of the proposed MCIP, Multi-County Industrial Park, with the town of Port Royal.
Seconded.
Properly motioned and second. All in
Second.
favor? Discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand, saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Pastor Gordon?
Pastor Gordon, aye.
Is Mr. Small up there?
Yeah,
Got the title? Yes, sir.
Second, Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Education accept the superintendent's recommendation to employ Stacy Sohan as principal of Hilton Head Island School for the Creative Arts.
Second.
All right, properly motioned and second. Questions, comments? Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand, say aye. Aye. Online?
Gordon, aye.
Alfonso, aye.
Okay.
Sure. May I make a quick announcement? An additional principal that I would like to announce this evening is the principal at Red Cedar Elementary School. As you all know, Dr. Corley, after a wonderful career, is retiring, and the new principal at Red Cedar Elementary School will be Mr. Justin Vaughn.
Okay.
Congratulations to both.
Congratulations to both. All right.
Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Education approve Amendment Number 19 with Thompson Turner Construction for the Beaufort High School New Career and Technical Education Building scope of work with a guaranteed maximum price of $5,348,711 using 2023 bond referendum funds.
Seconded.
Okay, properly motioned and second by Dr. Carr.
No, Mr. Smith.
You?
Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
quick.
Absolutely.
All right. All,
You're just voting.
Questions or comments? All in favor, raise your right hand, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Oh, online?
Pastor Gordon, aye.
Thank you, sir.
Alfonso, aye.
Thank you, sir. Got it.
And last, Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Education approve Amendment Number 01 with Thompson Turner Construction for the Riverview Charter School Gymnasium addition and renovation based on the guaranteed maximum price of $12,322,679.
Seconded.
Second.
You on a roll. All right, properly motioned, second. You got it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Also have a comment when you get to the comment. Also have a comment when you get done too.
What you mean it?
When you're taking questions, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to also bring it out too that thanks to referendum, this is both of these last 2 projects correct, Mr. I think they are referendum projects, correct, Dr. Rodriguez?
That's correct.
Thank you. I just want to bring it out and thank our taxpayers for that.
Okay.
Thank
Well
you.
said. All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Online?
Pastor Gordon,
Alfonso,
aye.
aye. Alfonso, aye.
Thank you both. You got it, Mr. Secretary?
That concludes business from executive session.
Okay, and it looks like the next item is adjournment. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
moved and second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
As the team breaks for the exit.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you.